After 12 years at KMTT 103.7 FM, Marty Riemer and his co-host Jody Brothers were let go. Today, they produce a weekday podcast from Riemer's well-equipped basement studio. The station said at the time they were changing direction, which meant a direction change for Riemer, too. So that was a great reason.
But also because I went to a seminar down in Phoenix on the future of media, and the guy that hosted that seminar, he's an old school radio guy who was a publisher of a radio trade publication for many, many years. He came right out of the gate saying, radio dead in 5 to 10 years. And if you don't accept that and start preparing for the future, you're going to get lost. And for him, preparing for the future meant podcasting, providing content that is available when and where you want it. And I came back from that meeting, and I already had this whole setup here because I had a video production company, and I said it wouldn't take that much to upgrade and make it a podcast studio. So I bought a few microphones, I bought these mics, and a few audio gear that you use to process the audio, and said, look, we don't need the middleman anymore. We don't need the FCC license holder. We can create that content from our basement.
The show is streamed live in an audio version weekdays at 9:30 a.m. with the help of their intern, Yaz, and is available in video too. But recently they announced they are the official podcast for Bumbershoot coming up this Labor Day weekend.
We need to sink our roots as deep as we can into Seattle pop culture, and so we were brainstorming things we could connect with, and Bumbershoot came up, so we proposed the idea to the folks at One Reel and said, look, this is what we can do for you. We can become the official podcast of Bumbershoot, so we can interview all the acts, the main stage acts on down that are coming to Bumbershoot, and provide those for their website, in edited forms, and also do a live daily podcast from the festival itself. And then, again, archive all that material that they can use on the Bumbershoot website, but we can also use for our podcast. And we pitched that to them. They said, we love the idea. So we became the official podcast of Bumbershoot.
The transition from broadcast to podcast took some getting used to for Brothers, but she adapted very quickly.
As much as I didn't want to do it in the beginning, because coming into Marty's basement is not like, it's not like an office, really. After the first day, it was a done deal. We've been having so much fun, so I feel like I was definitely wrong in thinking that the podcast was not as good as a radio station. It's much better, other than the fact that we're not getting paid. We're getting paid in fun.
The pair still work in broadcasts, filling in at Cairo FM from time to time, and produce comedy for KJAC FM.
It's somewhat painful for us to go back and even do fill-in work on radio, because we always have this to compare it to, and this is nirvana.
What persists for Riemer is how much fun he's having and the amazing connection he feels with his listeners.
Independent since 2009, this has been the Marty Riemer Show podcast.
Best podcast ever.
For more information about
This is Pat Robinson for WestSeattleHerald.com.